I told my mother I trust my dad's new wife more than I'll ever trust her again. My parents split when I was 10. The reason was simple. My mom had been seeing a man from her office, Craig, for almost a year before my dad found out. I still remember the night it came apart. I was supposed to be asleep, but I heard my dad in the kitchen, his voice cracking, asking her how long, asking why. She didn't really answer. She packed a bag and left. For the next 2 years, I watched my dad come undone. He'd get home from work and sit in the dark. He leaned hard on drinking for a while, and there were nights I was an 11-year-old kid steering my own father to bed. The woman who was supposed to love him had hollowed him out, but my dad clawed his way back. He got sober. He went to meetings, then to counseling. He showed up to every one of my basketball games, even when I could see he was holding himself together with tape and string. And he never once trashed my mom in front of me, even though he'd have been within his rights. Meanwhile, my mom married Craig 4 months after the divorce was final. 4 months. She moved into his house and started posting picture-perfect family photos online like our old life had never happened. She had another kid with him, a little boy named Sam, who got the version of her I used to have. Every other weekend I had to go there and pretend it was fine. Craig tried. Movies, gifts, the whole effort. I gave every gift away. When my mom pushed me to call him dad, I screamed at her for the first time in my life. I told her I already had a dad, a real one who stayed. Things stayed tense for years. Then last spring, my counselor and my dad, separately, told me the same thing. The anger was only poisoning me. My dad said he'd actually forgiven her, that their marriage had cracks he hadn't wanted to see, and that carrying the resentment was like swallowing poison and waiting for someone else to feel it. So I tried. I made peace, more or less. I apologized to my mom, to Craig, even to my little half-brother who never did anything to anyone. Things got calmer, not warm, calmer. Then 3 months ago, my dad told me he'd been seeing someone. Her name is Renata. She's got 2 kids of her own. When I met her, she didn't overdo it. She asked about school and actually listened. She laughed at my dad's terrible puns. She made him smile in a way I hadn't seen since I was small. Last week I was at my mom's and mentioned I'd met Renata. I said, "She seems really great." My mom's whole face shifted. She asked how long they'd been together. "About 6 months," I said. She went quiet, then detonated. She called me a hypocrite, said that for 6 years she and Craig had done everything. Therapy, trips, long heartfelt talks, to earn my forgiveness, and I never gave them a real shot. But I meet this woman once and she's wonderful. I tried to stay level. She didn't. She said I was punishing her forever for one mistake while handing a stranger a free pass. That's when something in me went still and clear. I looked at her and said, "You want to know the difference? Renata didn't cheat on my dad. Renata didn't make me watch him fall apart for 2 years. Renata didn't walk out on her family for someone from work. Renata is the reason my dad is happy for the first time in 6 years. You're the reason he almost didn't make it there at all." The room went dead silent. My mom's eyes filled. Craig stepped up and told me I was being cruel and ungrateful after everything they'd done. I turned to him. "Everything you've done? You helped take apart my family and then moved into the empty space like it was yours. You don't get to lecture me about gratitude. If you actually wanted to do right by anyone, you'd have told her to clean up her own mess before you put a ring on her finger." My mom whispered that she'd always thought I'd forgive her eventually, that time would fix us. "Maybe it will," I said. "But right now, the woman who taught my dad how to smile again will always mean more to me than the one who made him forget how." I grabbed my keys and left. Nobody followed. That was 4 days ago. My phone hasn't stopped. My mom, Craig, my grandmother. Then my dad called. Turns out Craig had confronted my mom about something he'd found. She'd been quietly combing through Renata's profiles for weeks, saving pictures, noting where she went. They'd had a blowout fight about it. I still haven't answered anyone. Part of me feels guilty. Most of me feels clear, because forgiveness was never the thing she actually wanted from me. She wanted me to pretend the wreckage was mine to apologize for, and I'm finally done doing that.